Hey everyone, Retire on Dividends here. I wanted to make a quick update to my options trading video based on something I kind of been thinking about over the weekend and based on something I actually did today. So I wanted to update you guys now instead of waiting until Saturday. So long story short, we had a discussion in the Discord about, tax loss harvesting. And just thinking about, okay, so what can what's the point of it, right? I mean, it's essentially utilized as a strategy to reduce, your taxes, right? How much you'll have to pay in taxes. And obviously this is only applicable to people who have money in a taxable brokerage, and that's me, right? And by the way, none of this is tax advice. Please consult your tax advisor if you have one, obviously. But I'm just explaining, my point of view on this. So as I was saying, tax loss harvesting. So it basically just means if I sell a stock for a loss today, that can reduce my overall options premium or capital gains, for that year, right? For that taxable year. And then that way I have to pay less taxes. So if I made $1,000 in options premium and I sold a stock for a $200 loss, right? Maybe I can, deduct that from the taxable income, right? At least that's how I understand it, right? There's a lot of nuances in between. And this is the first time I'm actually kind of considering this strategy. But anyway, one note I wanted to mention to you guys, you can also use an additional $3,000 in capital loss against ordinary income. And what do I mean by that? Well, simply put, say you didn't, say overall your portfolio did nothing but lose money, right? So say you lost $5,000, you overall net, right? So what that means is you can only use 3,000 of that to essentially deduct from your other taxable income, such as, from your job, right? When I think of ordinary income, I think of my job. So, I mean, I'm not to that point. I did very good this year in the stock market. So, my options premium alone was a lot of money. So that's why I considered, okay, I'm in a bad position in my current situation on my options trading. Plus, and to be honest, I'm not as prepared as I think I should be come tax season. So tax loss harvesting, it was a good option for me. So, and again, I just want to show you kind of the definition, tax loss harvesting via Investopedia. It shows it's selling securities at a loss to offset the amount of capital gains tax owed on other investments, okay? So that's what I did, okay? And I'm going to show you that in a second, what I did it on. I pretty much did it on all of my options stocks, but I'll show you that in a second. And I'll show you the numbers. But before I do that, there is one important fact to keep in mind, and that's a wash sale. Okay, what the hell is a wash sale, right? Another term. I mean, basically, in order to stop people from simply put, selling at a loss on, say, New Year's Eve, and then buying the same stock back, say, on January 2nd, just for tax purposes, they put it in this rule, right? So this rule says you can't, basically, I can't buy this stock for 30 days. So any stock that I'm selling for a loss, I need to avoid purchasing that stock for 30 days after the sale. All right? And it says, or at a loss and purchases, look at this, a substantially similar one. So I'm taking that as, say, like for MSTU, I sold that at a loss. I can't play with MSTX, right? Or I probably can't play with Misty. To be safe, I'm not going to touch Misty. But that's how I'm looking at it, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So what I'm going to do is count down, how many days I have to wait until I could trade options on these stocks or ETFs that I'm selling for tax loss harvesting, okay? So now that we covered all that, let's get to the options trading spreadsheet. So what did I do? What disaster did I do? Did I ruin my account? No, I'll be fine. So let's look here. First, we'll look at Soxel. Um, I can't, you have to keep in mind, you can't sell shares if you have pending contracts open on them, right? So in the example of Soxel, I can't be selling the shares that I have calls on. So what I had to do is I had to close them out early. And since the market is red, they were super cheap to close out early. I paid 7 cents, 3 cents, 3 cents. And you see premium kept on the top three lines, 88%, 88%, 82%. And actually my annualized yield did go up for doing that. So that was good. That was no problem. Okay. So I did that. And then I sold the shares, which I'll get into a second. And then Mara, I had one call on. So again, I wanted to sell Mara. So what I do, I closed the call, had to pay 4 cents. I collected 90% of the premium. So no issue there either. Now, the problem is I wanted to also sell MSTU for the loss as well. Why? Well, because I have a big loss and it could help me come tax time. And also, I see the market. I mean, I'm not here. I never time the market and never pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I'm not going to lie. I kind of just don't want to be a part of where I was in all those positions because I got a little stupid. I got greedy. I was in I put a lot of money in a triple leverage fund, Soxel, and then I put a lot of money in a double leverage fund, MSTU, at a high. And then I'm trading Mara, which is the same freaking space. It's all crypto, right? The MSTU and Mara are the crypto. So it's like, what am I doing? So that's why I had to make the decision. So the problem with MSTU is I wanted to sell those shares. I don't have calls attached to those shares, but what I had pending were puts. And these were puts that were in danger of being assigned. And what happens if I sell for a loss today on MSTU and I get assigned on these puts on Friday? Guess what? Friday's the freaking new year. I can get a wash sale roll, I think, right? I don't know. I'm not risking it. So I did overpaid. Obviously, I paid more than I got in premium, which this is the first time all year. But because again, I got 26 cents premium for the first contract. I paid 83 cents to close it. And then I got 16 cents in the other one. I paid 36 cents to close it. But to me, it was worth it. That's part of the tax loss harvesting, actually. And if you look, the annualized yield, it's now negative 288% and negative 130%. And I guess I kind of needed that in my bottom average to put me in check, right? So that's a good thing, at least. So now I have no contracts open as we speak. So I closed all of them out. And let me show you the damage, or we'll call it the assistance of the tax loss harvesting. So what I had the shares in column E, basically. The one-to-ones to the right with the assigned call dates, those are gone. But the 34, the 35, 32, 31, and 30, I sold those all at market price. Market price being $27.81. So here is the ending loss for the Soxel position. So I had an ending capital loss of $2,295. Okay, so that's Soxel. Misty, I'm not selling because I'm okay holding that one. Because why? Well, they pay a massive distribution. Unfortunately, I'm going to hold off on buying any because of the wash sale rule of selling MSTU. MSTU, I was in a really, really shitty position, and I had strikes at 14, 16, 17, 18, 11 because I was stupid, right? I played it really aggressive in the beginning, like a true degenerate, but sometimes, you could be a degenerate. It's all fun and games, but you gotta be somewhat smart, right? I should have been messing around with MSTU at that high by itself, but instead I was in too many other funds. So here I am in the predicament I am, but I'm using it to my advantage, and that's for when I file my taxes. So anyway, I sold all my shares for $8.66. So you see the losses individually right there, and they total to be a loss of $3,267.45. That's a pretty big chunk, to be honest. And then last but not least, we have Mara. I had a 23 and a 22. I sold those at $17.51 each. And then those were a pretty decent loss, almost $1,000 loss there in itself, $998. So, if I go back to the options tab and I could see, month to month, how much I've been making, It's a decent amount. And then I have the tax loss harvesting. So basically, what did yeah. I mean, basically, it took out the last 3 months' income, essentially, right? Because, actually, no, what was the total? It was about 6,000. If you add up, no, I did add them up on one of these tabs right here. Okay, yeah. So it was 6,560 that's being deducted. My original options premium income was 13.5. So again, I had plans. I was gonna have to pay out of pocket for that tax because I didn't prepare for that tax because YouTube, was also more than I planned. So I had that going against me as well. So to me, this was a no-brainer at this point in time. Again, I hope it works out. I've never tried this, but based on the information that I read, that means my options premium should reflect 6,503.55 for the year. And I think the original income was, there it is, because I didn't update this this little field here. Of course, that's not picking up, 48, cell 48, doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go back to the options tab and we go to the bottom. So here's my tax loss harvesting information. So there's Soxal, MSTU, and Mara. And then right next to the amount of loss I took, I show next day to trade. The next day I am able to trade is today plus 31 days. Actually, one thing I need to look at, I didn't even think about it, is, let's see, 30, it just says 30 days. 30 days, doesn't say 30 trading days. That I'll need to confirm. If any of you know the answer to that, is it 30 calendar days or is it 30 trading days? If you know the answer to that, let me know in the comments down below. But as of right now, I'm using, and I'm assuming 30 calendar days. So what I did is I took today plus 31 days, and I'm showing the next day I can sell options contracts on Soxal, MSTU, or Mara is January 30th. Of course, I could take a risk and sell puts with an expiration date, I believe, after that date, but I can't risk getting a sign. Then if I get a sign before that date, I believe I'd be screwed. So I'm not going to mess around. I'm not even going to trade them until at least January 30th, all right? So as far as how much tax did I save? Well, my federal income tax rate is around 24%. My state income tax rate is 6.37%. So, that's about 30% or so. So if I take that 30% and I multiply it by these amounts, you can see the tax savings to the right. I saved $696 in tax on Soxal, $992 on MSTU, and $303 on Mara for a total of $1,992. So that's, again, less of a tax bill come tax time, which, again, it sucks right now, but once I file my taxes and my bill is a little less than what it would have been, I'll feel pretty good about doing this, right? And again, like I said, I've never really done this. So, bear with me as far as, kind of understanding what the hell's going on. So here's my new tax debt that I'm showing. I'll owe $1,975 for federal and state total for my options trading for the year. So anyway, I wanted to get this video out to you guys sooner than later because I didn't want you guys to be surprised and be like, why didn't you tell me sooner? Right? And I'm not saying what I'm doing is smart. Believe me, don't do anything that I do. Do what makes you feel right. But I figured it's only fair to share this with you guys before the end of the year. Because, it's just something I didn't even talk about because, again, it was just something that came up in discussion in Discord and I didn't even think about it. I didn't even consider it because I don't know. I don't know why, honestly. And the actual position I am in right now was a reason for me to take advantage of tax loss harvesting. Because, again, I was kind of getting to a point where I was a bag holder on 3 different stocks that were tumbling fast. So it was a decision I had to make, and I made it. So right now, I have a lot of cash just sitting there, and I'm not going to sell any options until probably January. So I'm pretty much done for the year. Obviously, there's only one more day, being tomorrow. We'll see how tomorrow goes, though. Again, the market has been tanking, and it may continue through January, but we'll see. But my plan is when I do begin again, obviously, I can't use these three. I can't use Soxal, MSTU, or Mara. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use either TSLL or TNA, okay? Because even Bitex, right? They could say Bitex is a related stock or whatever the word they used to MSTU, right? So I'm not going to touch that one either. So I'm going to use either TSLL or TNA. They never did me wrong in the past, so no reason they'll do me wrong now. TNA preferably because they're an index and they're really low right now. Last I checked, they were around 40 bucks. Let's see, actually, if we go here, no, I had it right here. They were at 40, now they're at 41.96. But anyway, yeah, so we'll see. Maybe the market's recovering, but obviously it could recover since I did already take the loss, but I don't even care, guys. Again, it's more about take advantage of the situation I'm in for this year. In case you're wondering, what am I going to do for taxes? I'm going to simply abuse the crap out of my working paycheck and put a hell of a lot more money towards federal and state, and that would be enough to cover what I think I'm going to make in options premium and what I think I'm going to make on YouTube. So really, I'm working for almost free at this point. So I do plan on doing that. I was hesitant on setting that up until I file for my taxes, but making this move today makes me feel a little better about taxes. So maybe I'll start it sooner. I don't know. I got to see how much money I make in December before I see how much I'm going to deduct out of my check. But I will show you guys how much I am doing when all said and done, if you are wondering. Because I know a lot of people do ask me about what do you do for taxes. And that's what I do. Again, I don't really put aside any money as I go. Since I have a job, I just deduct more from federal and state as I work, right? Based on how much I think I'm going to make for that year, all right? Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you think this is stupid, feel free to give your opinion. If you think it's smart, I would love to hear your opinion. And if you've done something similar, I would appreciate hearing back. Or if you think I quoted something wrong, feel free to explain as well. Because again, this whole thing, tax loss harvesting thing, is new for me. But anyway, as always, this is not financial advice. This is not tax advice. I am not a financial or tax advisor. This video is just for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again next time. And yes, stay tuned for the options video on Saturday, which I guess I'll kind of recap this then. And may or may not have options trades for this week. Obviously, Thursday's January, so I may do trades then. But if the stock market just keeps tumbling, I gotta think about it, and I gotta think about my strategy a little more. I gotta become a little less aggressive because I got aggressive and it bit me in the ass. So I gotta be a little smarter, not only with my trades, but how many trades I'm doing at the same time, especially on double and triple leverage funds. You gotta be a little smarter. So yes, I deserve this punch in the face, that is for sure. But again, it's a benefit to me, so don't feel too bad for me. I'm actually very happy that I'm going to save. It's just a way to save the tax bill from being too massive. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Later.